You know what conversation we need to be having, Charlie, and it's not being had? Because you're talking about Isaac and creation and all that. I'll be honest, bro. Salah right now, and no one wants to have this conversation. It looks like he should have never gotten that contract. Never should have gotten it.
It's another Aubameyang situation.
He's arguably
situation.
Bro, 100% souls. 100%. And by the way, coming from a club that's owned by Americans, if you guys watch American sports, they always warn you of one thing. A player who's playing in his last year before a new contract, they always ball out, no matter what the tournament is, the sport is. You look at Salah right now, he got the 400K a week, and I can't lie, bro. He doesn't even look like he's worth 100K a week, let alone 400.
3-year deal as well, or 2-year deal?
Two-year deal. And I'll be honest, bro. The fact that people are calling for Chiesa, which I think it's the right thing, don't get me wrong. The fact that people are calling for Chiesa to come in to play, and Salah being benched or something tells you so much about it. I don't
want Salah benched. I want Gakpo benched.
I think Salah
but at what point does Salah become not undroppable?
You see,
he's untouchable, Charlie, because of what he's achieved in the past.
When you start making decisions on what's happened in the past, you're going to come unstuck. If we're being real, right, we all know that Salah, on current form, should not be starting against Man United, but we know 100% that he will.
Bayender has the same amount of dribbles completed in the league as him, and he's a goalkeeper. One.
Yeah, but you just don't drop
completed.
Salah, bro. You just don't drop
Thank
Salah.
You.
But LB, that is the wrong thinking. Why are you... LB, I know what LB's process is right now. He's thinking about how clutch Salah has been over the years, how good he's been to Liverpool. He's not looking in isolation of his performances right now. If he did, and he didn't know, if I just, you know when they make these videos and they make the player just completely like black, like blank, you don't know who he is, and they're like, oh, who scored this goal? If I put the performances of the first 7 games and I just completely made the player blank and I showed it to LB, and I'll be like, does this look like a good player? He wouldn't know it's Salah. He'd be like, yeah, he's shit. Who the fuck is that? And then I'll tell him, look, it's Salah. He'd be like, what the fuck? How is Salah playing this bad? People don't want to talk about Salah because how good he's been. No one here is questioning how clutch he's been over the last few years, what he's accomplished for Liverpool. On the current performances, you can argue that he should have never gotten that contract. You should argue right now that when they were doing the transition that they're telling about LB, it was because they were going to move on.
I agree. I agree with you, bro. But they've already given the contract. So I get what you're saying. I hear the contract talk, but that's done now. So you can't really like rip the contract up. The question now is, should Liverpool drop Salah for the United game?
They should.
And my answer is absolutely not.
Thank you.
Just and here, in general.
There's a reason why LB is the only logical one today to you guys.
Because you didn't like what we said. That's why he's logical.
No. I'm going to respond using facts. I'm going to respond using facts, not using feeling. Okay.
Salah I spoke about facts.
Okay, no problem. Salah was dropped against Galatasaray. Do we look any better?
That's not what I said, though. I mean, there's so many players that have been playing bad. Salah has been one of your worst.
Now you're
if
going
you say
to
who's your worst 3 players, Salah is in there.
No, wait. Drop Salah. He was dropped. Did we look any better? Yes or no?
First of all, I didn't say drop Salah. I said you can argue that Salah should have never gotten that contract. So I'm taking it a little bit further than you. I'm probably saying that you probably should have gotten another winger in the summer and moved on from Salah. But he is here. I'm not saying drop him for the rest of the season. On his form right now, he does not want to start every game. Whether
he doesn't want him to start. That's what I'm answering. You're saying he doesn't want him to start. Okay, he didn't start against Galatasaray. Do we look better? No.
No, that's just one game.
And when he played last game, you didn't look better. So this is the same logic.
That's just one game. Okay, thank you, Charlie, and that's my point. So we dropped Salah, we don't look better. We dropped Isak, we don't look better. We dropped.
Okay, when you dropped Salah, what did you do?
What did we do? We lost to Galatasaray.
No. What did you do? You put Frimpong there. I didn't say put Frimpong there. I said people have been calling for Chiesa to start, and I understand it. I think Chiesa should warrant more chances than he's going to win.
You put Chiesa, I think you limit him.
Let me ask you this, right? So saying that Salah shouldn't be dropped, right? If he continues to drop stinky performances in the next 3, 4, 5 games, at what point does he become droppable? Or is it because it's Salah and because he's done all this that, he's always going to be in the team and should always start? At what point does enough become enough and this guy should be dropped?
Okay, I'll give you an honest answer. Here's my thing right now. Do I believe that what we're watching right now is the true Salah level? No, I think he's way better than this. I think there are certain individual decisions that he's made on the pitch that's really bad. But Salah this season has shown me on multiple moments that Staffy is completely wrong. He showed it to me in the Atletico game. He showed it to me in the Everton game. That assist to Gravenberch, whether we like it or not, I've got no winger, whether it's Chiesa, Gakpo, any winger at my whole club that can make that assist. That pass to Gravenberch into space, the first goal against Everton, not a single winger at Liverpool can make that pass. So my thing is, that's why I agree with LB. As things stand right now, I need to fix the system and the structure with Salah in it. People sit here and go like, Salah doesn't track back. Okay, he didn't track back last season. Wirtz, actually, if you want to talk about like in terms of like work ethic and all this Galactico nonsense talk, Wirtz has actually ran the most per 90 out of anyone in the team.
But the reason why it's not working is because it's not a collective.
Wirtz can press. Gakpo presses. I think we're pressing in all the wrong areas. I think Gravenberch came out in after the Everton game and was like, Slot is giving me license to roam forward. Maybe who told you we want that license? I think that license needs to be revoked immediately, and Gravenberch needs to play in front of the centre backs just like he did last season. So that will help us now going forward. So my issue is, look, Slot needs to find the formula, stick to that formula, what LB said once again, stick to that formula, stop chopping and changing every single game. And that happens with Salah in the team, not with him out of the team. Because guess what? If I want to win this league, I need Salah. If I want to win this league, I need Wirtz. I need Isak. I need to turn up. So I'm just trying to find a system and a formula that works for all three players.
So you're saying he's undroppable then? You never drop him?
At this moment in time, he is undroppable.
Do we really? Let me ask you a question, right? Here's my point is here, right? Salah so far in the Premier League here has got goal involvements in 4 out of 7 games that he's played in, right? So are we really saying that a couple of bad performances warrant him being dropped from the team when there's so many other problems that we spoke about for 50 minutes with this team? That's my point. I'm not saying, that Salah's not playing badly. I don't think it's Husam saying that. But my point is like, you're going to drop the guy, like, even though he's still providing numbers after a couple bad performances, when you've got defensive issues that you need to be focused on that are more important. The balance of the midfield is more important. Who plays a striker is more important. That for me is far, far, far more important than whether or not you drop Salah.
But LB, we're looking for solutions all over the pitch. So we didn't say Salah's the only solution.
You're
drop
trying to
him.
fix everything
if I said
in one situation. How about fix that balance of midfield? That's fucking shocking. That balance
Thank
of midfield
you.
is terrible.
No, LB, but if I sat here, LB, if I sat here and I said drop Salah and your issues are fixed, then you're right. I've never once said that. Charlie never once said that. We spoke about multiple issues across the pitch. We're talking about combinations, who fits who will probably ball out better with who. I think, in my opinion, if Wirtz is playing and as Chiesa is right, and you still have Frimpong playing, I think you create a little bit better chemistry on the right than that. I feel
that's
like
not a long-term solution for the season, though, is it?
No, but of course. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and claim that I know the fix to Liverpool for the remainder of the season. I'm talking about Kirkis. I'm talking about the midfield. I'm talking about that. I'm trying to find solutions that at least when we look at the next game, be like, all right, we found something that's sticking. What's the next issue that we have? To sit here and kind of dismiss that Salah, because of how bad he's been, he still doesn't get dropped. I don't think the performances have warranted that.
That's not what we're saying, no, bro. What we're saying is, like, for me, if I'm the manager now, I'm like, right, I've got these problems. Defensive problem. Midfield problem. What do I do with Wirtz? Problem. Striker problem, because I don't know which one to play. And I've got a Salah problem. Salah's the last problem I'm going to try and solve. That's just the way it is. I'm sorting my defense out first, getting that better. I'm sorting out the balance of my midfield, getting that better. I'm trying to get Florian Wirtz into the game because he's a £125 million player. It's quite important you get him into the game. I'm working out who plays a striker, Isak or Ekitike. Once I've solved those problems, then I'm going to look at Salah and going, oh, you still do your shit? Right, now you're getting dropped.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
That's the point.
I think Isak and Wirtz will play better with Chiesa than Salah.
That's my statement. Staffy, in 4 to 6 weeks. Once the other things have been identified and fixed, then if we get here at the end of November and Salah's still stinking out the gaff and he sorted the midfield out and he sorted the defence out and he sorted the striker out, then yes, 100% drop Salah. 100%.
So LB, I think if you play Isak and Wirtz, but you give him Chiesa instead of Salah, I think that fixes him a little bit more. I think if they have a natural winger who runs up and down, tracks back, because Salah doesn't do that, and they have Frimpong. If you have a winger who tracks back, someone who kind of doesn't have to be very self-centered and the ball being played around him, rather than that winger servicing the 10 and the 9, which is what Chiesa would do, I think you'll get more out of Wirtz and Isak. That's my whole
The problem you got with Salah is, right, and look, I don't disagree with what LB's saying, all of it at all, but the problem you've got is, right, and this might sound a bit weird, but hopefully you'll get it, is that like if he's not scoring or assisting, I know he's got some numbers this season, but if he's not scoring or assisting, Liverpool are essentially playing with 10 men because he offers nothing. He doesn't track back and he doesn't get involved in the game. And when Liverpool at the moment are struggling to get the ball to their forwards quickly, they're not getting the ball to Salah, they are essentially playing with 10. So they either need to, they've got two solutions, right? They either drop him and they play someone else, or they need to make a concerted effort to get the ball to him more and get him more involved in the game. Because if Salah's not involved in the game, you're playing with 10 men because he offers nothing.
But Charlie, that exactly proves my point, because I don't think this Liverpool team at this time should be playing through Salah. You were ready to move on in the summer from Salah being your focal point to your team to your future. Your future is Wirtz and Isak. I don't think it's like doing a big three like they do in the NBA. Sometimes you just need role players. I look at Chiesa. Chiesa's a role player compared to Salah. You put him, he services the team. You put Salah in, the team needs to service him. I don't think you need Salah and to service him when you have Wirtz in the 10 and you have Isak in the 9.
That's a lie once again.
What do you mean that's a lie? That's how Salah is playing, bro. That's what I'm saying.
How does the team need to service Salah when he created the most chances for us last season?
Yeah, Habibi, that's the point. I'm not saying service as it's just to pass the ball. You need to play through Salah when Salah's in the pitch. Because as Charlie said, when Salah's not getting to the ball, he's not pressing, he's not tracking back. It's not who he is as a player. This is why I was listening to your halftime show last week.
Back from 17-18.
Hear me out. You got one of your brothers, I forgot his name. He was saying, oh, Salah's pissing me off. He's not tracking back. Salah hasn't tracked back for about 6 years. Who gives a fuck? That's who Salah was. We never looked at Salah and said, oh, look how amazing he is because he tracks back. It's just not who he is, bro. When you don't use him correctly and you're not servicing him, what is the point of him being in the team? That is the whole point, bro. Okay, last game, if he passes the ball a couple times more instead of shooting it, you're talking about who was on the pitch at the time? Was it Ekitike or Isak? What time did Isak come on? Or did he start? I can't even remember. You're looking at that and you're like, you know what? If he's playing the ball more to his teammates rather than shooting, which is who he is, and that's fine, you're arguing that maybe you would have scored in these instances. But because he's Salah and he's warranted that when he gets in those positions, he's taking the shot, which is fine because of what he's accomplished, you are taking out what I'm talking about, which is him not being a role player. You need a role player, in my opinion, to work around Isak and Wirtz.